What is going on, beautiful people? I am Lee Hammett, the diagnosed self-aware narcissist known as mental illness, and welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. In today's episode, we're going to show you an example of a narcissistic person discarding you. So it's going to be tough, going to be rough, but stay tuned, like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Here's your trigger warning: narcissistic discard example. How come you act like you don't love me anymore? Because I don't. I never loved you. Let me look at you. You never loved me? After you had nothing when I first met you. I've done so much for you. Well, I didn't ask you to do any of that, and it's pretty manipulative of you to try to hold it over my head. I'm not trying to manipulate you. I'm just trying to show you that I've always been there for you. I've always had your back, and now you're turning yours on me. I'm not turning my back on you. I'm just moving on to make my life better because I don't feel the same way about you. Like, you don't look the same, you don't talk the same, you don't act the same. Because I lost myself trying to give you everything. I threw all myself into this relationship. Again, nobody asked you to do any of that. You did that on your own. So now you're crying. You see, that's another reason I'm leaving. You're way too emotional. The tears are not going to change anything. So welcome back. Yeah, I know a lot of people think that video right there was a little choppy, it was a little triggering and whatnot, but here we are. And the caption that I used on that video for on TikTok was: narcissistic people can be so cold and calculated when they are getting rid of you, when they are discarding you. And typically when they discard you, the emotional discard comes first. They typically emotionally get rid of you first. That's what they were doing right there. They were emotionally disconnected from you. In that skit right there, the narcissistic person, the toxic person, was telling the survivor or victim or whatnot that they were emotionally done with them first, before the physical stuff came. I've never loved you. That type of stuff right there can be a lie. Honestly, they're trying to hurt you at the end. Once they emotionally once they emotionally discard you and the physical stuff starts to come, they will absolutely just try to hurt you in the end. They just will. They will try to take away your time, effort, energy, love, whatever. They will try to intentionally hurt you at the end to make to break you down. Because some of these narcissistic people, y'all, want to see you in pain on their way out. They want to leave you broken, because guess what? If they leave you broken, you moving on quickly may not happen. They feel like, if I can leave you broken, if I can break you down, you won't move on quickly. And if I do move on quickly, which typically happens, if I do move on quickly, then and my relationship doesn't work out, I can circle back to you because you're still broken. And guess who? Because I left you broken and typically with no closure, guess what I can do? I can circle back and come back and get you. The same person that broke you is the same person that fixed you. And a lot of times, I know a lot of people are going to say, well, Lee, that wouldn't work with me. Yeah, literally. I've talked to hundreds of people that has worked on. Hundreds. And there's not me joking. That is me being literally real with you. I'm talking to hundreds of people that worked on. They discarded me viciously, and then they came back to me later on. They discarded me for someone else, and then they came back to me. I allowed it back into my life a few months later. They apologized to me for everything. They said they were in a bad place in life. They will make excuses for anything and everything once their backup plan doesn't work out. And typically that's how it goes, y'all. If they emotionally discard you, I tell this to people all the time. If they emotionally discard you, they're either trying to get emotionally attached to somebody else, or they're already emotionally attached to someone else. They're probably already emotionally cheating on you if it already hasn't gotten physical. And just because they emotionally get rid of you does not mean that they will physically get rid of you. Sometimes they will keep you in the house. Sometimes they'll still live with you. Sometimes they'll still do everything. They'll go through the motions of a relationship with you, but the love part of it is gone. If that makes sense. Now, I tell you, narcissistic people, in the end, if you take them back after they say all this heinous, evil stuff to you, all this, they hurl all this vitriol at you. If you take them back, the bar is on the floor, pretty much, because they know what they can get away with. Damn, I can literally say this evil stuff to this person on the way out the door, and they still take me back. And they look at you like you're. This is not me calling you pathetic, but they will look at you like you're pathetic. They'll treat you like it as well, because now they now they don't even view you the same anymore. They look at you in a whole different light because of what you allowed them to do to you. That's how they look at you, y'all. They literally have some narcissistic people look at you. They're like, and sometimes you might actually catch them looking at you like this. They're like, and then you'll look at them. You're like, why are you looking at me like that? Like what? I'm not looking at you in that way. What? This is just my face. You'll catch them, y'all. You'll catch them in the act of looking at you with disgust. And sometimes in narcissistic people, I know a lot of people are going to ask me this, like, do they hate you? But then my narcissist looks at that look right there. Do they really hate you? My narcissist person looks at me like they hate me sometimes. Some narcissists do hate you, y'all, but most of them hate how you make them feel about themselves. A lot of times narcissistic people, like the person that you're with, they make you, as a narcissist, the person that you're with makes you feel insignificant in some type of way. Because we know, like, internally, y'all, deep down, or not even deep down, on the surface, y'all, we don't really like who we are. This is why narcissistic people are always mirroring other people, or picking up the behavior traits of other people, or taking on somebody else's personality, because we don't really like who we are. So we just try to incorporate everybody else into us to mask who we really are. We try to incorporate who you are into who we are to mask what's going on. You know what I mean? This is how it goes right there. So toxic people, narcissistic people, you have to understand it. You know what I mean? You really have to understand what's going on in that situation. And I tell people, I tell these to people all the time. Who you are with a narcissist is going to be like, it means a lot. It really, really does. Who you are with a narcissist typically changes from the beginning to the end. And look, and I know this is going to rattle a lot of people's cages. You don't have to change who you are to get discarded. You can be the exact same person from the beginning of the relationship to who you are right now, which is tough to do, which is tough in a narcissistic relationship, because typically you're going to change for the negative because they devalue you and treat you terribly. But you can stay who you are, and that the discard is typically inevitable in narcissistic relationships. And like I said, again, when I say discard, it doesn't mean that they're going to physically break up with you and leave you for someone else, but it does mean that the emotional discard is coming. The phases of a narcissistic relationship are pretty evident, y'all. It goes from love bombing to devaluation to discard, and it could be emotional. But you see that at the end, I never loved you. Look at you. They say, look at you. You start crying, and then if you start crying in front of them, they look at you like they look at you in disgust. Look how emotional you are. You're way too emotional for me. You can't control your emotions to have a decent conversation with me. And this right here, that disrespectful ass skit I did at the beginning, that should be your closure right there, y'all. Yeah, I know people ask, like, did they ever love me? Do you think they love you in that moment when they're talking that shit to you and trying to hurt you intentionally? Would you, if you said those same words to someone else, would you yourself say you love that person that you're talking to like that? No. How are they? I always ask, how are they treating you? How that narcissistic person treat you? How are they treating you right now? Because they I'm telling you, it changes up. It switches up a lot of times, y'all. So, but I know people are going to say, well, how do we get it to stop? You can't stop the discard, y'all. You can change. So many people try to stop it. So many people try to slow down the process. So many people try to change who they are because you're blaming yourself for how that narcissistic person has changed up on you. The narcissist really is just becoming who they are, y'all. They're really becoming themselves, because holding up the mask, holding up the facade of being somebody else gets tiresome, y'all. And they blame you for holding up. They blame you for making them fake the funk. Like, I had to fake being somebody else to keep you happy. What about me? When am I going to make myself happy? When do I get a chance to be happy? They blame you, y'all. They'll blame you for discarding you. You're too sensitive. You get on my nerves. You're boring. You gain weight. They'll blame you for discarding you. You're not the same person I met. They'll blame you for the discard. They just will. I mean, I know a lot of people, it's tough to hear, y'all, but like the discard, like I always tell people to reframe it. Did you get discarded, or did you get set free? Did you get emotionally discarded, or did you get emotionally set free? Reframe, repurpose the words, y'all. Discard means like you're throwing something in the trash. Set free means you might let something go into the wild. You let something go into the wild, like one of those movies, like Free Willy. Did Free Willy get discarded at the end, or did Free Willy get set free? Free Willy. If some people say Free Willy got discarded, but Free Willy, the killer whale dolphin, whatever Free Willy was, I haven't seen it in a long time. I think Free Willy was the killer whale. But Free Willy, when he jumped over that brick wall to go into the ocean, Free Willy got set free. That's what's called Free Willy. They got set free. Did you get discarded, or did you get set free like Free Willy? I'm old, y'all. I realize how old I am now. It's like Free Willy came out in the 90s. I was younger than my son, my oldest son is right now, when I was watching Free Willy. I still remember the scene where they jumped over the wall and the little boy got wet. He's like, go, Willy, go. You know what I mean? But yeah, did you get this discarded or did you get set free? It's a mindset, y'all. Repurpose it. Repurpose what you have going on. Repurpose the relationship. Repurpose the words. You're too emotional. Is it being okay? Cool. I have emotions. You're not too emotional. You have emotions. The narcissist has emotions too, but they don't like to express them. That means you have. They're embarrassed. They're jealous because you can express your emotions and not feel embarrassed to express your emotions, because your emotions don't make you feel weak. Expressing emotions as a narcissistic person makes that narcissist feel weak. So yeah, did you get discarded or did you get set free? Repurpose it, y'all, because a lot of people see the discard as them getting, broken up with. They were not worthy. But sometimes you're too worthy. Sometimes this person, the narcissistic person, toxic person, doesn't deserve you in the first place. You know what I mean? They really, really don't. So I hope this video brings y'all some clarity, because most people who have dealt with toxic people, who have been in toxic relationships or narcissistic relationships, have been emotionally discarded, and it sucks. But did you get this? I'm gonna end it with this, y'all. Did you get discarded or did you get set free? The words, it's up to you. It's up to you to decide which one gives you more power. But anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. Like I said, June 12th in Virginia Beach, Virginia, we're having a live in-person meetup. So if y'all want to come through, meet me, meet Ben Taylor at Raw Motivations, and some other YouTubers, TikTokers, and things like that. We're going to be posting more information the closer to the date it gets. With Virginia Beach, June 12th in the afternoon on Sunday, we'll be doing a live in-person meetup. Anyways, y'all, stay tuned, like and subscribe for more. And as always, mental illness is out. Peace.